Next week on Monday Night Tuesday, we commemorate Tisha B'Av, the 9th day in the Hebrew month of Av, the saddest day of the Jewish calendar when both temples were burned. Numerous other calamities in Jewish history befell us upon that day. And truthfully, this period of time, most people love the summer. They look forward to it, the sun, especially if you live in Canada. I don't know, I always have this uneasy feeling as Passover ends and we head towards nicer weather and longer days in the sun. I always know that there's something in the air in these 3 weeks of time that culminates in Tisha B'Av again on Tuesday. It's a foreboding for the Jewish people. It's not a pleasant time for us. There's certain enemies that have certain powers, and it hurts us. And we're living in obviously a very hurtful, dark time, a time of great fear and unknowing. And I want to relate to you a very interesting experience that happened to two girls from our community, Melissa Sugar and Savannah Gal, two wonderful young girls who went to Israel with Ramah Israel, the program that Camp Ramah here runs. They first go to the camps, and they go to Israel, and they get an amazing experience, and these girls were looking forward to it for obvious reasons. After they went to the camps, they went to Israel, and the organizers of this trip decided to end the trip 6 days early, I believe maybe 5 days early, because of the unknown situation with Iran and Israel. And so they decided to bring them back to Toronto, some from here, some were from New York, New Jersey, and leave Israel immediately. In the end, they had a logistical nightmare. I just read the article that detailed what they went through. I don't want to go through all the details here. I don't even remember all the details. There was one issue after the next. The flight, the chartered plane that a donor had given to bring them back early couldn't land in Israel because it was a newer type of airplane and it wasn't clear to land in the country. So they had to fly them to Greece to get a separate plane from a separate airline there. While in Greece, the plane that was given to them by the charter was not expecting to take teenagers with their enormous duffel bags. So, and this is true, they were weighed. The plane was calculated to take on a certain amount of weight, but the teens, along with their bags, weighed too much. By the time they got rid of that problem, the crew of the flight had timed out their allowed time to be with them. So they had to go back, and now they had to wait for a new crew. In short, they were stuck in Athens for, I believe, 3 nights. 3 nights in Athens. I don't know what the food situation was like. Parents are hysterical. Finally, Greece is not the friendliest of countries. They were escorted, after the plane was sorted out, they were escorted to the plane, a new plane, with armed guards all the way into the airport to the gate. And I have a picture here that shows the 2 armed guards that Savannah Gal took before she boarded the plane finally. And so I was telling her that you had an experience. You saw the camps, you went to Israel, and now you're actually kind of living that whole experience on a very downgraded level. I wouldn't call what they went through what the people of Israel are going through the past 7 months, and I wouldn't call it, of course, anywhere near unimaginable death and destruction what the Jews in the 40s went through. But still, it's important that you had this experience, I told her, and you're going to learn a lesson from it. And as hard and as scary and as confusing, as exhausting as it was, and it was all those things, it taught you something. And she said, absolutely. The lessons will be learned, and it's part of the journey of being a Jew. And I think this is an amazing sea change going on with every Jew around the world, and especially young Jews who probably never cared for their Judaism or didn't think twice about the Judaism, but now they understand that there's something in the air. Something is unique and different about me being a Jew. And whether you want to hide it or not, and you can hide it, the fact of the matter is that there is something going on and that the Jewish people are on this treacherous, strange, exhausting journey. And we don't know what will be. But Tisha B'Av tells us that although we don't know what will be, and we will encounter armed guards and confusion and delays and all sorts of difficulties, Tisha B'Av tells us that there is hope around the corner, at light at the end of the tunnel, because we understand, the rabbis tell us that at Tisha B'Av, the day of sadness for thousands of years, will one day be the day when the Messiah will herald the rebuilding of the final temple speedily in our days. It will descend in fire on Tisha B'Av, and everything that we thought was sad and angry and destructive and unnecessary will somehow be understood as part of a greater, broader plan. So, God willing, we should use the day properly, memorialize the losses that we have had, especially in this past year, but understand that it is somehow building us to a brighter future, and we want to be part of it, which means that we have to act like we want to be part of it. Wishing everyone an easy and memorable and meaningful fast. Shabbat Shalom.